Naira somewhere in the region of 152 Naira, so gaining a lot of ground. Is this on the back of the CBN's decision to remove restrictions on foreigners who buy government debt?
That's absolutely right, Lerato. The CBN did release a circular saying that the one-year rule for foreign investors to hold their Naira positions in government securities will be lifted effective July 1st. We have seen significant appreciation on the back of the release of this circular, and the CBN window has appreciated 1 Naira 84 kobo. Looking at the auction result last Wednesday compared to this Wednesday, the interbank market has appreciated 3 Naira 20 kobo, and only today appreciated 1 Naira on the back of all company inflows. The circular is expected to bring in capital inflows into the economy. It's going to improve Nigeria's global competitiveness because we'll be able to compete better against other emerging and frontier markets who do not have these FX restrictions in place. So it is a welcome development, and we expect this to reduce the pressure on the reserves and ultimately give a stronger Naira.
I mean, just very briefly, Yetunde, we're already starting to see what the new regulations will mean for the exchange rate. Will it have any bearing on the interest rates, particularly those within the interbank market and the money markets?
Oh, absolutely. Activities in the interbank market have been centered around the release of that rule. We've seen Treasury bill rates appreciate significantly in both the secondary and the primary auctions. We've seen fixed income rates appreciate as well. The primary market, we've seen about 75 basis point drop in yield across all tenors, about 100 basis point in the secondary market. The fixed income has also taken the same trend, though at a lower rate, and we've seen the 50 basis point appreciation. So all activities are centered around this because we expect renewed offshore interest in government securities.
Okay, I was going to actually ask you whether or not you've already started to see interest coming in from abroad in government securities. You know, is it a long-term project or is it immediate? And you're saying it's immediate. Let's talk about other things, Yetunde. The circular also to do with the bureau de change and the maximum that people can withdraw in terms of dollars from the bureau de change. The impact this is going to have on the pricing of the Naira in general?
Okay, the CBN also released the circular late last week with immediate effect that the maximum amount BDCs could access from the banks was capped at 250,000 per week. So what this means is that banks are only allowed to sell $250,000 to BDCs, and BDCs are only allowed to buy from one bank per week. We've seen this has also supported the appreciation that we've seen in the interbank market, in addition to the circular lifting the one-year restriction. What this has done is to reduce supply to the cash market and also stop speculative trading. So we expect that the pressure on the currency will be further reduced because of this restriction that has been placed on the cash side.
All these elements, Yetunde, when they come together, are we likely to see a Naira going in the region of 145 Naira to the dollar, or is that too soon to tell?
It's a bit soon to tell, but all the signs are there that it's appreciation all the way. We've seen 3 Naira 20 kobo this week. The rule is only effective tomorrow. We expect offshore guys to keep coming. We still have all companies supplying into the market, so it's really an appreciating trend, and I suppose we could reach the optimistic level of 145.
All right, what are we likely to see by way of market performance going forward, particularly on the fixed income side?
Okay. The fixed income side has also rallied a bit. We've seen the 50 basis point increase. So with more supply, we expect rates to still appreciate, but then the market players also have to track inflation. So we do expect appreciation on the fixed income side, but maybe not significant levels, or we don't expect it to go below the inflation levels.
Okay, Yetunde, what other things are needed to keep this Naira strong? Obviously, we're seeing these interventions and trying to harmonize pricing, but we still know that inflation is high in Nigeria. Government spending is still very high. So as people take on government debt through treasuries, these are the other things that they have to factor in. Will they in any way undermine what we're seeing now?
Sorry, can you say that again, Lerato?
I'm saying that other factors that impact the Naira have to do with the inflation rates in Nigeria, which are above 12%. The CBN is also very concerned about government spending too much money. And as people take on government treasuries, these are other factors that they're going to consider. Will these other factors, such as inflation, fiscal spending, put a damper on the Naira's rally?
No, we expect the Naira to still be strong because all the reforms that are coming out now are thrown at, back in the strong Naira. We also see that we still have robust external factors. All prices are still above the benchmark levels. All production is meeting the quota because there's calm in the Niger Delta. So we expect all the reforms around the Naira to still give a stronger currency at the end of the day. As far as our government security and yields are concerned, we do expect offshore participation, but we also trust that the CBN will continue its monetary policy stance and will keep creating a check and balance at every point in time.